Hey, everybody. Welcome to the only show on YouTube every week where you can get your questions answered by a medical doctor who is also a champion bodybuilder. Ask Dr. Testosterone. Ask Dr. Testosterone is brought to you by this book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2, over 700 pages, everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PEDs. You find that at Amazon.com. You can also get my book, Real Bodybuilding, while you're on Amazon. And now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome Dr. George Antouliatos. Good afternoon for you, Doctor. How are you?
Good September, huh?
Yeah, we got a breaking news story. We don't usually get to break any like bodybuilding industry news stories, but there was some messages going around yesterday. You saw one. Rick Collins sent it to you. It was going around everywhere. Well, let me show people this fake website. Here it is. So it's something called Mr. Olympia 2025. And they said, stay tuned. Here's the Mr. Olympia schedule. Okay, so look at this. The Mr. Olympia competition will take place at various locations. So they were trying to make everybody think the judging was going to happen in Las Vegas, September 15th through 17th. And the finals were going to be 3 days later in Dubai, September 20th to 22nd. Everybody, the fans, the athletes, everybody.
1 week. It's 1 week.
It's 1 week. Well, let's see. Like I actually have.
Listen, what the fuck? 5 days after.
Wow. Yes, so look at that. So judging would have been on a Monday through Wednesday of 1 week, and then finals on Saturday through Monday. It's ridiculous. It's completely
ridiculous. Monday, come on, this is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But not only that, you have 200 to 300 athletes in the Olympia, at least 200 athletes in the Olympia. You have all kinds of officials, people working. How many fans? 5,000 fans like yourself fly from all over the world already to get to Vegas. They would really expect you to go from there to Dubai to see the finals? No. So what did we do? We went to Dan Solomon, the promoter of Mr. Olympia. He's very busy, but I did get a message back from Tarek El Gundy. Tarek is an Olympia judge. He runs the actual Olympia TV YouTube channel where Bob Ciccarello, Sean Ray, he has me on sometimes, a lot of athletes. He said it's completely false. Don't believe that for a second. And they're
them, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to get that website shut down because it's got nothing to do with the Olympia. It looks very official, but they have nothing to do with the Olympia.
Yeah, initially I thought, wow, big money from the Arabs. They want to expand it globally in the all continents, like the Arnold Classic did.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, you're gonna fly from West USA to Far East. It's around 20 hours of flight. You know, the water retention, all that, and the fans. And Sean Ray texts me, "Who's gonna pay separately the prejudging from the finals pay-per-view?"
Nobody. I mean,
it's crazy, you know. If they want to do it, move the whole event to Europe or even to the Middle East. But as a whole, you know, but I doubt, I've been to the States 5 times. I doubt there's any other place on the planet that has as vast places as USA and venues in order to host that.
Yeah.
The massive hotels and those expos, you know, it's only in the USA you can find it.
Yeah. I mean, Las Vegas. You love Las Vegas, don't you?
I believe that more than 50% of the fans of bodybuilding, the hardcore, are Americans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's expensive to go all the way around the country or all around the world and put yourself up. These are not cheap hotels. I don't think Dubai would have cheap. It's a lot of money, but I think maybe one day they might move. They might start putting the show in other places, but it seems like they love Las Vegas. It seems like that's the perfect.
In the 90s, Joe, we did in the 80s also. It took places in many places around Europe.
Yeah.
It was Italy. It was Sweden. It was England. What else?
Yeah, they had it in Belgium, I think, one year. They had Paris, London, Germany. I think Greece is one of the only places they never got to Olympia.
It was Mr. Athena.
Oh, okay.
It was after the Olympia of '88. I think there are many Olympias, but no Mr. Olympia, of course. Something different.
Yeah. So they're having a competition a week or two later in Brazil called Mr. Olympia Brazil. Maybe next year they could add one like Mr. Olympia Dubai.
Amateur Olympia, or is the?
No, it's not the natural Olympian. It doesn't have all the divisions, but do you remember they did like a Mr. Olympia Europe years ago?
Really?
Dexter won. So, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, just want to let you guys know, all you Olympia fans out there, 2025 Olympia, they have officially announced nothing, but it's not going to be in two different places. It's probably,
why don't they do it also in the East Coast? It used to be in Atlanta and in New York.
yeah. I think once they found Las Vegas, it's
Chicago.
Orlando was the first Olympia I ever went to. It was in Los Angeles. Yeah, I think Las Vegas is just the best home for big spectacles, big entertainment. You know, so we have.
Only the COVID was 2 years in Florida, but all the years were in Nevada from 98, I think 99. Oh, after the New York.
Yeah.
In 88, 99, went to what was the hotel? The
Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been in Las Vegas now for 25 years. Well, they did have it in Orlando last year, and
Los Angeles, right?
Los Angeles was 88. Yeah. You know, the 88 Olympia was the only time they ever had weigh-ins, so you could see what these guys actually weighed, and they never did it again because everybody was a lot lighter than they said they were. So the mystique was gone. All right, before we get started, guys, what do I want you to do? I want you to please subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it on your social media platforms, and ring that bell, please. And now let's get into some questions. Doctor, our first question. In the past, you used 50 milligrams of nandrolone with your HRT, but thought that it might have negative effects on the heart long term. Would doing 2 months on, 2 off at 50 milligrams a week still help me with joint pain and collagen buildup, but be safer long term?
Joint pain, definitely, because you mentioned also that when you quit off DECA for a couple of weeks, you had severe pain.
Oof.
Because DECA, it doesn't heal, it just masks. You know the difference? So it lubricates, and under this lubrication, there's no friction. But collagen, only Winstrol is ideal for collagen synthesis that has serious side effects to the lipids and to the liver.
That's strange because Winstrol helps with collagen synthesis, but that's one of the ones that gives you the joint pain.
Listen to me. Winstrol is given to birds to make up collagen to heal the wounds.
Really? Birds?
Absolutely. Ask Milos. When he was hospitalized, they gave him Anamar and Winstrol because we will heal up the wounds. That's why anabolics do. They build tissues that it's perfectly, you get the advantage of healing the tissue, heal up the wounds. But we don't care about the joints at the time, patients that undergo burns are no lifters to care about the
burn. Sorry.
Yeah, burn.
I apologize, everybody. I said birds. It's burns. Burn victims, not birds. Anyway, okay. Here's a good one because a lot of people have trouble sleeping. Can you tell me about better sleep medications? I use melatonin 3 to 4 grams. I think he means milligrams, no? And sometimes I sleep well with it. Or GABA and 5-HTP.
These are not medications, they are supplements. Because medication, we're talking about the benzos that are serious medications with side effects, but also they're considered as narcotics. So these are sleeping enhancer agents that are supplements. So milligrams of melatonin, personally, I use about 15 milligrams.
Yeah.
Okay. And GABA also, half a gram of GABA and 200 grams of milligrams of 5-HTP. But on top of this, you can add a little bit of glycine, around 3 grams of glycine, and 250 milligrams of magnesium to relax your muscles.
Yeah. Have you ever tried like Lunesta or Ambien, any of the prescription sleep medications?
Yeah, it was very effective, addictive also, but you shouldn't do it in the long run. And I'll give you an example. A couple of days ago, I had to do a workout around 6 in the afternoon. I had a pre-workout formula that messed up with my sleep, but I also had a severe headache. So I used paracetamol along with codeine, and I slept like a baby.
Wow.
But it's a narcotic,
Sure. I remember I had Ambien years ago, and it was, you slept very well, but then I was like, every night I need to take this Ambien, and that thing. You don't want to have to depend on that. Okay, next one is another cycle question. Did 300 T, so 300 milligrams of test, 50 milligrams of Winstrol cycle with 6 weeks off, Clen from 2 to 8 micrograms. That's a very low dose. Did blood work. I have 4.6 TSH, 143 LDL, 223 total cholesterol, HDL 56. I've had hypothyroidism for the past 5 years and take 100 microgram tab. I used to have 2.5 TSH. The blood work was done after 2 months of cycle during my cruising phase at 150 milligrams. I want to do another cycle, 300 tests, 100 deca, and 10 to 20 mg D-ball, but I'm afraid my TSH and LVL, I guess those levels being elevated. Any advice?
So if you have hyperthyroidism and the TSH kicks up, then you need to increase your T4 dose. You may add a little bit of selenium also. Yeah. Now, these are standard deviation out of Winstrol use. By the way, it's very high. Your HDL is very good because usually Winstrol crashes the HDL below 20. In order to go to another cycle, you need your LDL to go below 100. Your HDL stays fine. Your total cholesterol to go below 200. So this is something that you can reverse within 4 weeks easily.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And do not use again pills. Okay, just use injectables, not to mess up with your lipids. And you can take some, even a statin now to lower those lipids. And afterwards, you can use red rice yeast within the cycle to avoid the side effects in the liver and the muscles with the statins.
Yeah. Also for the liver, there's other liver support things like L-cysteocarnine. What is it?
NAC, glutathione.
Yeah, glutathione. I've been using the glutathione from Andre, the injectable. I haven't had any blood work done, but I think it's working very well. So, final thing is not really not a question, but it's a clarification. We talked a couple episodes ago about countries where steroids are legal, and you can get them prescribed in other countries still. So people are wondering, if I get prescribed in another country, can I bring it back? And so someone actually found the law in the USA. With regards to bringing steroids back to the USA with a doctor's script from another company, yes and no. Under CFR Title 21, Section 1301.26, up to 50 dose units can be brought back. However, the problem is that U.S. customs officials are ignorant. And as soon as they see that it's Schedule 3, they would likely deny you.
Deny you or keep it. And then, as Rick Collins told me, they have the authority to examine, how's it called when the...
Well, yeah, they can go through they can confiscate anything that they don't like, they don't think you should bring in. But yeah, they can search your bags. Absolutely.
Can they arrest you? No.
What's that?
Can they arrest you?
If you're bringing in an illegal substance to the country, if they think you're smuggling like a recreational drug or prescription drugs that you don't have the authority, yeah, you can be arrested. You can go to, a lot of people have gone to prison that way. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people want to get legitimate drugs from another country, but this doesn't seem like the wise route to do it, guys. If you need TRT, there's legitimate clinics and stuff like Andre's Frontline Alternative. There's a black market where you can get these things. I don't think it's smart to try to bring.
It's much cheaper in Europe, but now since last week, testosterone got a much higher price from $6 to $18 per ampoule. It's crazy.
Why?
Why? Because Greece was among the cheapest countries in the EU, considering the drugs.
Yeah.
And testosterone was around 2.5 euros in Greece 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Then around 2017, it was withdrawn for 1 year, and you used to collect it from other countries of Europe. And back then in 2017, testosterone costed $17 in Germany, as much as it's today. But consider that how much was expensive in Germany 7-8 years ago. And in Greece, it costs us only $5, So we had ridiculous low prices. And now, because the big pharma doesn't care about the patients, but only about the money, they wanted to raise that, all right? Because they had no incomes. And what they do is export the drugs to other countries. And we were in major deficiency on many medications, So it went up to $18 per ampoule, which is crazy, around $70 per month.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to pay that shit. I'm going to use back the cream that they offer me. Some pharmacies, okay, but it's a total waste of money. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. So that's per amp, but you guys had it very cheap, because I remember when I was in LA in the late 90s, I bought testosterone amps from somebody, and at that time they were like $12 an amp, and this was almost 30 years ago. Yeah.
Even though it was kind of expensive. Now it was only 6 for many years.
Yeah. And I mean, test if you have to pay out of pocket, no insurance coverage here through the doctors, because the clinics like Frontline, they give you better prices. But I stopped using the Andor gel because the bottle of Andor gel went from $30 to like $50 to $60 within 3 months for no reason. I said, and that's why I was doing my own TRT for a couple of years because it was way cheaper. I could get a bottle of test for $60-$70, and it'll last me a good 3 or 4 weeks at that rate. So,
yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, that is what we have for this week's questions, guys. So, do I have this up there? Follow me on Instagram. Yours is Dr. George Undertulianos. What is
the next show?
That's the whole show. Yeah.
What is the next show for the qualification?
Oh, next week. It's next week. It's coming up in Italy, Milan, I think. Yeah, and Hunter Labrada is the heavy favorite now, but
you know the Chris is off for this year.
Oh, have you seen? He had a shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking like he's going to need a few months to recover from that. But Italy should be Hunter Labrada. I don't know who else. I'm sure there's some really good athletes, but we're going to find out. We'll do a preview. So yeah, that's going to be next Sunday, a week from as we're speaking today. Cool. And that's one more show after that to qualify for the Olympia, the UK Pro, and then it's all done. No more chances to qualify. So we'll know who's in the show. All right. Well, that is our show for this week, guys. If you have questions for the doctor, please leave them in the comments section below. We'll get to them in the next episode. Of course, subscribe, like, share, ring that bell. Pick up that copy of Dr. T's book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2, on Amazon.com. And that's it. Thank you so much, Doctor, for doing what you do here every week for these guys. And guys, tell your friends to watch this show. This is a great show. We need more people aware of it and getting some more information out there. And we'll see you guys right here next time on Ask Dr. Testosterone.